Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Unfortunately, Karamjit Singh of MasterCard will be unable to attend the webinar today. So we have asked our two friends, Nestor Camilo, the Cloud Adoption Director of Oracle, and Aamar Hussain, Director, Azure Data and AI at Microsoft, to step in for him. So we have two great personality in AI industry and also in the cloud industry. Nestor Camilo has over 37 years of experience in IT with a special focus on digital transformation, artificial intelligence, cloud, smart city, big data, IoT, and cybersecurity. Currently, he works as a cloud adoption director for public sector organization in Oracle Latin America, helping customers in their journey to the cloud with best practices, problem resolution, governance of their contracts, and identifying new workloads that can be migrated or developed in OCI and cloud at customer. However, Aamar, on the other hand, is currently a senior leader within the Microsoft Azure customer success business, responsible for data and AI cloud solution architects. The Data and AI CSA team mission is to empower customer value and realization using Azure Data and AI portfolio. Prior to Microsoft, Aamar led the CCAI or Contact Center AI practice at Google, working with key strategic customers and partners to create and execute on customer experience transformation vision using Google AIML. We are very, very, very fortunate to have this particular fire chat semi-panel discussion about multi-cloud AI strategy. I would like to give the floor now to Nestor Camilo. Go ahead, Nestor.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the time. And today we prepare very fast a discussion with Aamar, talking about the opportunity to do artificial intelligence in a multi-cloud, taking advantage of some announcement that we do a few months ago, that will open us the possibility to do near real-time machine learning on the data that is coming in any of our clouds, both Oracle Cloud or Microsoft Cloud, or on-premise in the data center of the customer. So we have some slides to present, and we can start with this.
Want to play the video?
Yeah, video.
Play the video now.
Marriott International operates and franchises hotels and resorts all over the world. Multi-cloud and hybrid architectures enable us to choose the best cloud provider for each workload based on the capabilities, performance, and price of the underlying cloud service provider. The Oracle and Microsoft partnership integrates the capabilities of two major cloud providers, bringing OCI's high availability Oracle database services together with Azure's capabilities.
We have over 100 million US consumers, tens of thousands of business customers, and we cover more than 99% of Americans. And we have a large-scaled application suite that runs in the Azure cloud. Many of those application suites run on Oracle databases. Oracle Database Service for Azure will help us modernize these databases using Autonomous Database and Exadata.
FedEx connects the world. We have more than 700 aircraft, 200,000 surface vehicles. We've deployed a lot of technology into both OCI and Azure. For many years, we've deployed Oracle databases as a key part of our data strategy. We've been doing a lot of analytics these days in Azure. What this allows us to do is bring the two so much closer together. We've always believed in a multi-cloud architecture that allows us to put the right data and technology in the right cloud at the right time.
Fantastic declaration from our mutual customers that really need this type of offering to make it more easy their next project. So, what do you think?
So was that a question for me?
Yeah. Do you have some experience or have heard some cases from our customers?
Yeah. Look, this is a very interesting proposition. I mean, one of the industries that I think needs to look at a solution like this, or needs to consider a solution like this, is say the government sector or the public sector. You know, uh, there is a lot of legacy and a lot of technical debt, and there's a lot of existing application stack which you cannot move to different easily move to a different provider or to the cloud and what have you. And the ability for you to select the right cloud for the right workload, especially in the data space, I think is very, very important, Nestor. I think, and this capability that we're talking about here in the collaboration between Oracle and Microsoft Azure actually gives you more choice, and it gives you more flexibility in order for you to deliver the right solution at the right in the right cloud model that suits you at a given time, without you having to forcefully move things around, without your choice. So I think it's a great choice. I think it's a great initiative. The more flexibility, the more options that we give to customers, the more better it is. And especially if you look at the kind of from a data landscape, and if you're looking at how you can modernize your data estate, and how you can then ultimately want to achieve things like utilizing machine learning and AI. Well, you've got to get the data in order, right? You've got to get the data in the right place at the right time, in the right format, for you to be able to take advantage of it. And even, I mean, just as we heard in the example there, the application stack is also very closely connected to the data. So anything that allows the data to be put together and make that more simpler, I think is a great value proposition for customers. So that's some initial high-level thoughts I have, Nestor, on this space. I mean, how do you see this, Nestor? What I want to ask you a question, actually, counter question is, how do you see this whole proposition developing further, and how do you see it moving forward yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot of opportunity, and really, we started first working 2 years ago or something with an interconnection of our clouds, and this was the second announcement that is giving the availability of our database running on our custom developed big machines for specialized in database, that I will talk a bit more in a few seconds. But for me, this will continue with more interoperability between the clouds. What I will show in a few minutes is that you can run an autonomous database, that is a technology developed in the last 40 years from Oracle, from we started developing database until we make it interface artificial intelligence embedded in the operation of the database to make it more easy to operate. And now you can use this like an native Azure component with the same interface, the same portal. And my perception is that every other component specific for each cloud will be evolved in this context, that you use just your console that make you be more comfortable, but you can use the service from any cloud provider. This is for me the long-term future. Really, I don't care what is the brand of the TV that I use. I can see any type of content, and is from Netflix and from HBO, public TV, etc. For me, this is the type of direction. We will use a front end that is comfortable for us, and we can use a lot of different services. And I want to explain a bit more the strategy that why Oracle is doing this type of things. And basically, when we talk about machine learning, we know that it's complex to do all the extraction of the data, the learning, the prediction. And in Oracle, we have started late in the 90s to embed algorithms. SVM, for example, was embedded in 99, and continuously extending our database to have more functionality. And our strategy as Oracle is to have different layers, application with embedded AI, and services at a high level that can give you the service without you need to be an expert. And this type of service, like database or some other service that are more targeted to developers that can use the power of the infrastructure. In some case, programming, in some case with low code, or in some case with directly no code. So what is an autonomous database? An autonomous database is an Oracle database that run on our top on hardware that's called an Exadata. That is a special hardware, Intel hardware, high available, with special storage that have processing capabilities in them. For example, they can run SQL on the storage, and they can run machine learning algorithms on the storage. But this type of database also has capabilities to run different type of workloads: online transaction processing, data warehousing, IoT, blockchain, and also can support the very different type of data, relational obviously, but also JSON or graph or XML, spatial. So this is very, very powerful because you don't need to have different type of data storage. You can have this type of database and mix the different type of data and use this for queries that mix the different type of data, and also, of course, to do learning with a machine learning algorithm. And this open the probability to define very, very fast application with low code that can use a lot of this type of capabilities. And we have three different types, but really it's the same database that is tuned for most online or most analytic, or inclusive for only JSON usage. But really below is the same. All the capabilities are the same. And also we have embedded a low-code tool called Apex that runs inside the database. And with these capabilities, we can create an application low code or very low code with an AutoML UI, and also using graph and spatial data with special editors to make it creative very easy. Just a sample of what we talk about when we talk about algorithms on machine learning. We have more than 30 high-performance algorithms, high scalable. A machine of this type, an Exadata, can have more than 1,000 CPUs and can start with only one core and can scale up to many thousands. And everything is secure, everything is encrypted, everything is high available. And on top of this, we have classification, regression, text mining, anomaly detection, really a lot of different algorithms embedded in the database. And also we have embedded an AutoML pipeline what is an AutoML pipeline? It's directly a series of functions that let you select the best algorithm for some type of data, do some sampling because you maybe have thousands of billions of records and you don't need all this information for doing the training. Also, you can do auto feature selection. So select what are the best columns that give you the most of the prediction, and tuning the hyperparameters to make it run very, very fast, very accuracy. And in the middle, give you prediction impact of the features. So you can understand what are the features that are most impacting the model. So you can detect easily if there is some bias or if something that don't make sense that is running in your model. And this is very, very easy to do because we have on top of AutoML pipeline and AutoML UI. And what means this AutoML UI? That you're using a browser can just select data, create an experiment, say, okay, this is the table that I want to use. This is the target attribute that I want to make the learning. This is a classification or regression type of problem, and you are ready to run. Click on run, and you will get a leaderboard where different algorithms are competing between them, and also attribute importance where you can see what are the features that are more important for each algorithm that is running. At the end of the cycle, you will have how was improving the metric that you defined that is the most important metric for this, and different sets of algorithms that was run, and you can, with one click, create a notebook with Python code with this particular algorithm, with this particular hyperparameter, with this particular definition of the features selected. So you can continue your model development from this already very fast start. And also, if you want to run it directly as is, you can deploy as an REST endpoint, or you can use from a SQL, writing a few line of codes. And really, this is very, very powerful because the AutoML runs very, very good. For example, in some open cases, we show that we reduce the training 33 times and augmented 4% the prediction accuracy with a small data set, but also with a very large data set with a lot of columns. We reduce the number of columns and get a lot more performance and prediction accuracy. And if you like to write SQL code, really it's very, very easy. Just one line to create a model and one line to use a model, and you can use this in your transactional system. This is a concept that called augmented transactions, that you can predict something as part of your transaction. So this is very, very, very powerful. So having this introduction, let me explain a bit more what is the database service for Microsoft Azure. This is Azure. You see all the service, and probably we have that can explain a lot more what this you can do here. But the real part of this is that we can see in this platform, in this console, all the service, the autonomous database and the standard database service of Oracle running on the same. And this is possible first because we started the collaboration a few years ago with an interconnect. What was an interconnect? Was basically an integration of the cloud with a private link, very fast link, and also compatibility between the user roles, permissions, giving the possibility that you can run a workload that is part in Azure, part in Oracle Cloud, and with a latency of less than 2 milliseconds. So it's almost the same that run in the same data center or in the same cloud. So when this started a few years ago, this was an opening for a lot of customers that can run their workloads wherever they want. And now the database running on this type of combination from Azure open up a lot more use cases. Yeah, really, we can mix the on-premise customer. We can mix with the offering of cloud customer that run on the customer premise, dedicated region that are special cloud that run directly in the data center of high restrictive customer that need to run only in their premise. And obviously now we can run this type of workload on top of application or other service that run on Azure. So how this work? Very, very easy. You select a configuration with your account, connect both clouds, and start provisioning the service, and you can run it as they are in the same cloud. And really, this opened the space for a lot of improvement. Yeah, mostly autonomous database for me is the real game changer. Autonomous reduce a lot the need for DBAs to be operating the database. You don't need a database to do a backup. You don't need a DBA to do a disaster recovery. You don't need the DBA to patch, to upgrade, to secure. Is all done automatically by an artificial intelligence that administer all of this type of operation. So what we have the possibility to create new application, and these are some of the use case that we can do. So opening the space, what do you think, Aaron, that can be good workloads to run using this type of combination?
I think, look, there's so many options that are available as a result of doing this type of architecture with this solution. I think this. We're really excited for this. I mean, look, the thing is, the announcement of this kind of partnership and what you've gone through, Nestor, is fantastic. There's many joint customers. You look at some of the biggest or largest corporations that have done this, where you have where they want to choose the best service across cloud providers to optimize performance, scalability, ability to accelerate their kind of business modernization efforts. The fact that you can have Oracle databases service run in so many different scenarios. There is no charges for using Oracle database service for for Microsoft Azure, the Oracle Interconnect for Microsoft Azure, or data egress or ingress when moving data between OCI and Azure. Customers will only kind of pay only for the other Azure or Oracle services they consume, such as Azure Synapse or Oracle Autonomous. I think these are fantastic benefits that you can realize from this type of architecture. And there's this conception, there's this myth that you get sometimes that you can't really run applications across two clouds. Well, this is where that myth becomes dispelled, because you can run Oracle and Microsoft customers have the ability to kind of run applications, test and demonstrate the value of combining Oracle databases with Azure applications. There's no need for deep skills in any of these platforms and complex configurations like you mentioned before. Some of the benefits, Nestor, that you were talking about. I think this is another making it easier for customers to kind of do business on the cloud. This is another piece that helps that to happen, and I think this is great news. It's a very, very valuable partnership. I mean, I see some questions coming in on the side.
I was just reading some of the of them. Really,
I provided some responses to some of them, but maybe Nestor, we should do maybe one or two questions and try to
absolutely.
answer questions. What do you think?
I like one that is what is can you give us a brief insight how multi-cloud AI can significantly increase business value? For me, and I was discussing just yesterday with one assistant that was in the conference that asked me about how to do some use case with transportation and yeah, I started to talk to understand what was the use case and show to them some an application that we have in Oracle Transportation Management that do machine learning on top of our application that manage multi type of transport and what I was saying is if they have an transaction system on OLTP system that once a day refresh this on a data warehouse. And they don't tell me, but let's think that they are running the application in one cloud or on premise and the data warehouse in another cloud. And the one day latency is because maybe it's not easy to send the data in real time. But think now that the application is running, for example, on Azure. And we put the autonomous database as the data warehouse that can admit simultaneously a lot of transactions, billions of transactions by second, and at the same time you can be retraining your model and doing prediction. Why retraining? Because if something like a tornado or a big problem in some part of the world change the way that the transportation is working, you need to retrain very, very fast. And instead of waiting one day for doing that, you can do it almost in real time. And if we have already connected the clouds and already using this type of service, the data is in one cloud, in one database or on one data lake, and you are running algorithms that can retrain very fast, or you can create a new algorithm in a few minutes. As I say, this can add a lot of value. So, what do you think? What is other question that you like to answer?
We have a few more questions. I think one question is interesting: is what do you think are the right capabilities from providers who offer multi-cloud AI should the company consider to be in their data management solutions? This is from Johan D. Fernandez. Maybe I can start off, and then you can come in after Nestor. I think, look, when you're building, when you're looking to look at a multi-cloud AI offering, you need to think about how, various different things, like especially in data management, how easy is it for you to move data around? What's the connectivity that you have between the different providers? What is the skill set and resource required in different technologies that you're looking to build in? All these are things that you need to think about when you're talking about multi-cloud. But there are many upsides and benefits to this as well, because you're reducing your risk, you're providing more flexibility, you're providing more options. These are all these additional capabilities you can build on top of, especially if you are a if you are an industry or a customer with, with a lot of history, with a lot of scale, you have some constraints, you have industries that you're in where you can't do a lot of things with the data. These are things that we should be considered and should be given as an option to and it's also good for the competition and good for the market as well, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's some of my thoughts. Nestor, what do you think? You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I agree totally. And for example, we have a specialized service. When we're talking about the autonomous database and Exadata database machines, these are very, very specific case where Oracle is probably the best in the world. But there is similar things in every provider. Everyone has some products that are the best on the world. And a lot of time, as we are provider, want to provide everything, but we can't do everything perfect. And this open the possibility to have this type of combination that you use the best of each provider, or what you are more comfortable, or what is most cost effective for you, or what is more near your place. Whatever makes sense for your use case probably will be better solved with a multi-cloud strategy. What is the complexity of the multi-cloud strategy? Obviously, if you need to use tools from different providers, you need to do the connection between these different provider. You need to do all these pipelines. Obviously, this make it not so attractive. But this type of arrangement that we have with Azure make it easy to do that. All this constraint disappears. There is no cost for this. We already have done the pipeline. We already integrated the management of the user. Make it easy to use the service from the console. So I think that this is the way to go, and the future is definitely multi-cloud and will be more easy at these steps. And obviously, in the artificial intelligence arena, there is a lot of players and innovation. So space to run some specific applications that are on Azure and use the data that is in Oracle, or use some of the service that we have in Oracle using data that is running on Azure. Make a lot of sense.
Very good, Nestor. I think we're good. I think we have covered good ground. I think we've made good progress. Um, I think we can. I mean, what do you think, Joel? Do we have any more time to take a couple of more questions, or shall we? How are we doing on the time side of things, Joel?
We still have probably about 8 minutes. I know that you answer one of this question, but I would like to ask again this because I saw the relevance here. What are the current trends in multi-cloud? How these current trends solve the current issues experiencing in AI today?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge that you see these days is where you've got organizations who want to keep some of their mission critical data where it is and they don't want to touch it, but they want to at the same time be able to experiment with that data and use that data to uh, what's the word? They use that data to enhance and also complement and build new use cases and new outcomes. This is where I think the multi-cloud capability becomes very, very relevant, because you potentially could have your marketing data in one area, you could have your enterprise critical, mission critical data in another area, you could have another data elsewhere. I mean, if you can have the ability to bring this together easily with the not huge amount of overhead and burden, I think that could open up some new use cases for you and ability for you to build new outcomes. With your data, because as I said, I have been saying for the last day or so, so important to get the data in the right place from different sources in order for you to really push the needle on innovation, especially given the circumstances we are in at the moment. I mean, every organization needs to be data-driven company to deal with the difficult economical circumstances that are going on at the moment in the whole of the world. So I think this is some of the value proposition behind it. Doing benefits around doing multi-cloud AI.
Thank you so much, Aamar. Uh, I would like to ask another question. I know Aamar already answered this. What are the advantages of embracing a multi-cloud strategy for your AI and ML projects?
For me, this is to use the best tool for the job. For example, yeah, and I take this and take another question at the same time. There is an algorithm, very complex algorithm to do anomaly detection. That's a multivariate anomaly detection that was created many years ago to detect possible failures in nuclear reactors and prevent, obviously. Oracle was the owner because Oracle buy a company that was the original creator of the algorithm, sell it to General Electric that do it for a lot of time to control system for energy, nuclear energy type of use cases. And the patent finished a few years ago, and we included this algorithm now inside in the database, and also as a service, an anomaly detection services that you train the algorithm with a standard value of sensor with 1 day of working. And you say, okay, this is a day that everything is working okay. This is the list of all the values of all the sensor in the day, and learn that this is how my system works normally without problem. Now, continues using, and if there is some difference between the correlation in the different sensor, I can alert that this is probably an anomaly. Imagine that this system can be running on an IoT services from Azure, and I can be running the service on OCI, or inclusive I can take real-time information from the transaction system that is running on SQL Server and put with less than a second of difference in an autonomous database and put it through the anomaly detection algorithm. Awesome. We can have 1 second latency between a sensor that start to show something that is anomalous and a process that starts seeing what's happening. Okay, we can improve the results of a lot of process with this type of things. And for the Philip Mojar that asked about how anomalies are handled in AutoML, we don't have yet anomaly detection running in AutoML, but it's in the roadmap. You need to.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Much, Nestor. I'm so sorry we have run out of time, but honestly, I'm blown away by the kind of presentation that you have shared to us at short notice. What it was very unexpected. However, you basically replace it with a more amazing presentation. So thank you so much. We have time for selecting the winner of the question. Can we select the winner of this particular session? Who is the best questions, do you think? Hello?
Very difficult to choose a winner. They're so good questions, very good questions from our audience.
As I am from public sector, sorry, I like to John D. Fernandez question.
I'm from the same industry at the moment right now, so I'm a little bit biased, I guess, in the public sector and government also. But there are many other good industries out there.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
Are we unanimous for Jandy?
I think we should go there. Yeah.
Congratulations, Jandy. And once again, my heartfelt gratitude to you, Nestor and Aamar, for gracing this particular short notice presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening and tuning into the audience as well. I think you did. Thank you so much for being with us. And Nestor, well done on making a great presentation. I know the challenges, so well done again.
Yeah, just 50 seconds. If somebody want to learn more about AutoML and what I'm talking about, there is free labs that you can use. You don't need to create anything. It's all pre-created. Just click and instruction to run it. And also, please contact on LinkedIn. I'm more than happy to help.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And another session will be coming up. Thank you.